You saw my short from the other night. I am attempting to film this video for the second time because my 5-year-old was not falling asleep and he just kept coming in my closet and wanting to be silly and not allowing me to film my video, which was fine. But yeah, so this is round two. So this video is about back to school fragrances for both students and teachers. So I'm a teacher myself. I teach high school. So I'm going back to work tomorrow, actually. So Monday the 18th. And the following week, the students come back. So I teach freshmen, I teach 11th graders. So, and I talk to my students about fragrance sometimes. So I kind of know what they like. Um, and as a teacher, so I kind of have a criteria for this list. So basically, the criteria is that for both students and teachers, that they should be like fairly unobtrusive. Like you don't want a fragrance that's going to be distracting a classmate or just overpowering. And I also want it to be like more of like an early fall scent. So I'm not recommending like springtime fragrances because it is back to school. So more like early fall vibes, not like fall vibes, because it is still, at least where I live, very hot outside, and probably in most of the United States, it's still extremely hot outside. And then if you're in the US, and then currently available. So these are scents that you can get now. So I'm not recommending something that no longer exists on the website. So you can buy these at Bath and Body Works, Victoria's Secret, and Pink. Currently, they are available, so you can get them next time there's a good sale. Which, if you don't know, then you should know that a good sale is $6 basically. So at Victoria's Secret / Pink, they usually have like their best sale is like 5 for 30 or something like that. So that's usually the best price point they'll get down to. And then Bath and Body Works will do like a $5.95 price point, fairly, monthly, I'd say, something like that. It kind of depends. So yeah, try not to spend more, unless you're really desperate to get a fragrance. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So I'm going to get into it in just a minute. And by the way, my name is Mary, and on this channel, I do Bath and Body Works, Victoria's Secret, affordable fragrance reviews, chit chats, shop with me type things, kind of evolving as I go along since I'm a new channel. And make sure to like and subscribe and comment with your back to school. What do you plan to wear back to school if you're a teacher or a student? Or maybe just if you don't do either of those, what are your office friendly fragrances for this time of year? And I'd love to hear about it. All right, so just hold on tight and I'll be right back. So I'm going to start with student recommendation. And, when I'm recommending this to students, I'm thinking of like high school students, maybe college students. I'm not a parent of older children. I have little children. So I don't know really at what point a parent becomes comfortable with a student, child wearing fragrance to school. But since I teach high school, I know that high school students do wear things like body mists and stuff like that. So, it's up to you depending on what you're comfortable with. But I just think that these generally would be appropriate for like a high school student. Okay, so I'll start off with Bath and Body Works. So my first recommendation is Ghoul Friend. So obviously this is a Halloween scent. So there is some fall aspect to this, but it's also like not super fall like. I really think that this is kind of a year round kind of scent. So it's dark strawberries, ghostly peony, and spine chilling citrus. And this is just kind of a nice fruity, kind of sugary strawberry scent with just a little bit of citrusiness to it. So, it's really not particularly Halloween like at all. It's just kind of a like I said, a year-round scent. Yeah, and it's very fresh smelling. So like I said, it's not going to be like super obtrusive. So of the other Halloween scents that Bath and Body Works has right now, like Vampire Blood and Wicked Vanilla Woods, I'd say those ones might be a little like strong for wearing to school. So this one's a good one for school wear. Very similar to that is Gingham All American. So I feel like people do this so you can see it better, but that doesn't seem to do anything. Okay, that's used. All right, and this one's quite similar. So it says juicy red fruits, white freesia, and blueberry sugar. So once again, it's kind of a berry scent, but it's not strawberry. It's more like mixed berries. Yeah, so this one is just a little bit of a deeper berry scent. But this reminds me of like a mixed berry pie with like crumbled sugar on the crust. I'm not really getting like the pie crust itself, just like the sugary pie berries. Or like maybe before you put it in the oven, you're like crumbling some sugar, sprinkling some sugar on those stewed berries before you put them in the oven. But it's not super heavy or anything like that. So this is a nice one. Once again, kind of just reminds me of like the end of summer more than fall. And both of these are quite similar to Gingham Gorgeous. And I know from my students that they like Gingham Gorgeous. So I just sort of feel like this is in that Gingham Gorgeous family, and that's a popular fragrance with students. Okay, so that was Bath and Body Works. Now I'm getting into Pink. So this one, Pink Apple, is kind of like, so Pink has these different, sort of two different lines of body mist. So this one is a hair and body mist. So the ones that come in this kind of container are, I think they're water based. So let's see. I'm looking at the ingredients quickly. It's a little hard to see. But yeah, I don't see alcohol listed in the notes, at least super obviously. So you can put it in your hair, and it's just not as strong because it's not alcohol based. So this would be a really good one for like a younger teen because it really is light. It's pink apple. So I really like this one just to use on my hair. So I use these on my hair. I have them in several different scents. So when I'm doing my hair in the morning, I just kind of spray it on my hair so my hair smells nice. But this is just like a nice, fresh kind of tart red apple scent. So I think this would be a popular one with teens, and it's not too strong. So parents, students don't have to worry about like wearing something too mature or, perfumey to school. All right, so then these other ones are from the actual Pink. Let me do this one. Okay, so I know for a fact my students love the scent Vanilla and Dreamy because I do keep some like mini mists like in my classroom for students to try, and they always love this one. And this one is kind of a good summer to fall scent because it's vanilla, but it is kind of like a little beachy at the same time because it does have coconut. So it says fluffy vanilla, golden caramel, and coconut cloud. So it's kind of between a beachy coconut scent and a nice cozy vanilla scent. It's very caramelized as well. So yeah, it's like a caramelly coconut vanilla scent. And yeah, people go crazy. I mean, everyone goes crazy over the scent, but I know my students really like it. So that's just a good, and they always have this. So that's a good recommendation for anyone, really, who likes a vanilla scent. Okay, so I have two more. I have 6 for each category. So I have 2 more for students. Pink also this year released a Halloween sort of selection, which I don't think they'd really done that before. They just came out with 2 mists. So it was this one, which is, it's really hard to see. It's called Good Ghoul. So this is Ghoul Friend, and this is Good Ghoul, but they don't really smell that similar. So it's not like just duping the other one. And the other one was like Haunt Mess. So they kind of have these silly, kind of funny names. This is Sugared Strawberries, Pink Poppies, and Candy Fairy Dust. So it is strawberry based, but I just don't feel like it smells that much like Ghoul Friend. Yeah, it's a little brighter, a little bit more sugary. It's almost like almost giving me like a juicy, even though it doesn't say watermelon, I'm almost getting like a juicy watermelon kind of vibe off of it. So it's reminding me more of something like what was the I'm trying to remember what the watermelon scent was that they had for SAS. It's reminding me more of that kind of watermelon scent. So yeah, it's a little bit more like of a candy type scent, juicy than a Ghoul Friend. Ghoul Friend is just a little bit deeper. So I think that would be a really popular one. And this one and the other one, the Haunt Mess one, is more of like a darker scent. So this would be better for school probably. All right, and lastly, really any of the other sort of fall releases would be good. They have like an apple one, a what was it called? But it was called Buttery Sugary, I think. And then Cinnadrizzle, and the Buttery Sugary and the Cinnadrizzle are like kind of similar. Like I don't know, I haven't worn them enough to know like what the difference is, but they're both just kind of like these sweet bakery scents. So Cinnadrizzle is warm icing, fluffy pastry, and cinnamon sugar, and this smells like a Cinnabon, sticky bun, like the icing on it. So yeah, super sweet, very sugary, a little bit of cinnamon, but not like because I personally don't like cinnamon scents very much when they're like really strong, like cinnamon, pumpkin cinnamon. I think from Bath and Body Works. I don't like that. That's too cinnamony. But this is just like a nice like sprinkle of cinnamon with like a lot of sweetness. Yeah, so it smells like I said, just like the icing. Like you get the little cup of icing or whatever. I think when you what is that? What do you get that cup of icing with? But I mean maybe with it's been years and years since I've had a Cinnabon. Um, but I'm thinking maybe like sometimes when you get a pretzel, it comes with like a little thing of I don't know. So yeah, it smells like the icing more than like the actual like cinnamon bun. Yeah, so that's it. Those are my student recommendations for back to school. So now I'm going to get into my teacher recommendations. So starting off with Book Loft, which is new this fall in the body care. And I mean, like, how could you? This is like the most back to school name, Book Loft. I don't know. Like, I'm an English teacher, so anything like bookish. Um, So this is Crisp Bergamot, Neroli, and Cozy Woods. Now I haven't worn this a lot because it has been super hot. So I've tested it on skin. I've smelled it, but I haven't like worn it on myself. It is a very musky scent. So just FYI, if you're like one of those people who's afraid of musk, but it is a musky scent. But it's musky with just a little bit of citrusiness to it and like a little sweetness to it as well. And it's just very cozy and comforting. And I don't know, sometimes as a teacher, sometimes I just need a little feeling of like coziness because it's not always the easiest job. So having kind of a comforting scent can be nice. And I just feel like this is like a good like rainy day scent. So maybe those days in early fall, September, where it's like a little rainy, but it's not like super cold yet or anything like that. I feel like this would be a good scent for a day like that. Okay, sticking with Bath and Body Works, Champagne Apple and Honey, classic fall scent from Bath and Body Works, Crisp Apple, Sparkling Champagne, Jasmine Honey, and Autumn Woods. And I really like this scent. I think some people think it's boring, maybe just because it's been around for a while, but I just really think this is a great apple scent. And an apple scent I think is perfect for this time of year because it's like apple picking season. So, you know, apples start being ripe in late August, I think, into October. So, just this is like the apple time of year. And apples are still kind of fresh and refreshing in the heat, but they're also kind of getting into that, um, you know, cozy fall type feeling. And it's not like a cinnamony apple or anything like that. It's kind of a juicy apple, kind of like the pink apple, but just a little bit more depth to it, a little bit more complexity. And you know, it's got like a woodsiness to it as well. So yeah, that's a really good one. Okay. These next two are not particularly fall-like, but I just think they're just generally maybe good for sort of office wear, teacher wear. So this is Imperfect Beauty from the Everyday Luxuries line. I think this might be on its way out, so if you are interested in this, you might want to try and get it sooner rather than later, because there's like a list on the blog, Life Inside the Page, where she kind of has like the ones that are staying, the ones that are coming. There's 3 new ones, and then I think there's some that are coming back from like previous launches. So I can't remember if this is on there or not. And this one is supposed to be like Marc Jacobs Perfect, which I just got the Perfect Elixir. I found it at Ross for $40, and I got that. But that's quite different. The Elixir is quite different than the original Perfect. The original Perfect is a rhubarb scent. So this is sweet rhubarb, white florals, and radiant cashmere. And this is just a nice, like, overall very pleasant, wearable, like slightly floral, slightly fruity, a little bit powdery scent. So it's reminding me, I mean, it's Marc Jacobs Perfect, but it's almost reminding me of like Daisy too. Because I was testing out Daisy Oh So Fresh the other day, and it's kind of reminding me of that. So just like a nice, like wearable scent. So, and students might like this one too. So that's Imperfect Beauty. Okay, and then I have a To the Moon, and I did a full review on this. That was actually my first video. And this one, I have the perfume here, but it comes in like a cologne spray as well. This one is also just kind of a nice sort of like office kind of scent. It's citrusy, it's fresh. Um, it's got some like lavender and sage, I think, in it. Sorry, I forgot to read the notes. Should have them here. Ice, lavender, sage, and bergamot. To me, it's mostly citrusy with just a little bit of like spiciness, but not warm spiciness. It's a cool spiciness. So yeah, this is just kind of a good office type scent, back to school type scent. And it's pretty unisex. It's marketed towards, you know, men. It's part of the men's shop, but it's pretty unisex. Okay, so that's it for Bath and Body Works. So I have a couple more here from Victoria's Secret. Okay, so back Victoria's Secret, I don't know if it's just like the names of the fragrances, but a lot of them was like, oh, I don't know if I'd be comfortable wearing it to school, just because like it's got these sensual names. So these ones are a little bit less on the sensual side, I guess. So they're both kind of from this line. I don't know what this line is called, but they've got this kind of more floral packaging versus the other line that came out had like the leopard print on it, kind of like embossed looking leopard print. And there were probably some good ones in there too, but I don't know. They just seem more evening type. And these are my favorite. Well, actually, I really like another one from this line, but it was more nighttime. It was the like dark, I don't know, it was like dark berries. And then I really didn't like the apple one from here. So they had basically their version of champagne apples and honey from Victoria's Secret, Apple Orchard or something like that. Maybe, maybe you'll like it, but it had like a sort of fresh air note in it, and that was really like screechy to me and off-putting, so I ended up returning it. So yeah, my recommendations are Sweet Golden Blooms, which is lustrous honey, sun blossoms, and creamy jasmine. And this is just a really nice sort of late summer floral. It's really creamy. It's just like nicely blended. It's not like super floral. It's sweet. It's got that honey in there. So I really like this one. I just generally really like it, even though I don't like florals. So I mean, I say I don't like florals. I don't like a strong floral scent that much usually. But this is just a really nice, just sweet, wearable, floral based scent, but with lots of sweetness and creaminess to it. So that's Sweet Golden Blooms. All right, and my last one is the vanilla. So there was also Vanilla Rebel, which was once again like the leopard packaging. They're pretty similar. I haven't done like a full comparison of those two, but I mean that one would be good too as well because they're both just kind of cozy vanilla scents. But let's see, this one is Cozy Vanilla Cashmere, and it says Whipped Vanilla, Autumn Musk, and Hazelnut Blossom. Yeah, and that's just a really nice vanilla, but it's you do get the hazelnut in there. It's sweet, it's a little toasty, but it's not like super like dark and like evening. Some vanillas get like very like I love Viva Vanilla back here. It's behind me somewhere. But I feel like that's like a pretty strong vanilla scent. And this would be like a little bit of a lighter vanilla for wearing to work, but still gives you those cozy vanilla vibes. Okay, so that's it. So yeah, once again, let me know what you plan to wear to school or to work um, as we're getting into late summer and early fall. And wish me luck with my first week back at work, and I'll see you next time.